lúc sân thượng mình đứng hàng tự nhiên ôi thì trượt lưng ví dụ như kia ví dụ Đi đi. Có lẽ. Hả? Tôi nha. Đi với cả. Oh, it's not changed. It's the hammock that's changed.
Good afternoon everyone, Rod here. Welcome back to our Tak Pong Si Bear Rescue Centre here in Laos. I'm just having some problems with the zooming here on YouTube. So this is I just don't know why this has such a difficulty zooming in YouTube. I don't have these problems elsewhere. Anyway, I'll make do. So this is our Tak Pong Si Bear Rescue Centre in Laos, and here we have Deng. And Deng is a beautiful old boy who was rescued around about 2009, and he's actually blind, believe it or not.
Is he?
Yes. Sorry. And he, yes, he's blind. But bears have an amazing sense of smell. It's 2,000 to 3,000 times more powerful than humans. In comparison, a dog is about 100 times. So bears live in a very scent-based world. And
that's why they can smell food from a picnicker in Alaska.
Correct. And also why once the blind bears we have, which we have many in our care, they don't have so much trouble getting around their enclosures. Sorry, I'm like as well, so feel free to ask questions. No problem. Because it's such a scent-based world they live in, and once they get familiar with the enclosures, they can quite easily negotiate the enclosures using their sense of smell. So he's a lovely old boy, and he lives here with 5 other bears. And as you know, normally we have females and males separated, but in some cases we have the males mixed, but they can no longer breed with the females. So we don't have to worry.
Because of their torture, their past torture?
No, because actually we're a small non-profit charity, and so we were given this piece of land 20 years ago. There was no bear rescue centre in the whole of Laos. So the government said you can use a little piece of land here to build a bear rescue centre. So we scraped money together and built one enclosure, and then male and female bears came in, and we had to put them together. So we couldn't have pregnancies because that would risk rescuing bears. So some of the bears were castrated so that they couldn't breed.
One down there. Can you see it through?
Yeah, so since we've expanded and have more enclosures, now we separate the males and females, but back then we had to sort of mix them.
And the males don't fight or anything? Yeah.
So actually this species of bear, moon bear, and sun bears, the other bear we rescue in Laos and Cambodia, Vietnam, they're solitary in the wild. So normally they wouldn't come across other bears, but we don't have the luxury of providing one big enclosure for each bear, so we have to form groups. And they all have very individual personalities. They're just like us. Sometimes they hate one particular bear. Sometimes one bear will hate all other bears, so it's not good for us because they'll need their own enclosure. But we just have to juggle personalities and find out who. And it's an integration process. It takes weeks where they meet each other in the dens, go nose to nose, get each other's scent, and then spend some time together. And then we're able to finally form groups where they don't mind each other's company. So, but what we have to do is try to make their life as good as possible in a group, so they have different areas they can go and call their own, get some private time, hammocks, caves, they can go to the bear house. So some people get offended by the fact that these bears have tourists around, but it's the bear's choice. They can go back into the bear house or go back into the forest there.
He was posing, most definitely.
They're actually quite they find it, they're as entertained, I feel, by us, we are as interested in them, so they get some value from seeing these weird people.
Take to walk back down from here? Just down to the car park.
Oh, to the bottom car park?
Yeah.
Maybe about 15 minutes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Thank you so much for your
No worries.
Thank you.
Okay, enjoy.
Time slot, otherwise I would have listened to you all day.
Well, you can look at our Facebook page or YouTube page, because that's where you're going to be on there.
Oh,
So yes, we're here at a bear rescue centre, so there's lots of people coming through and feeding the bears. So this was a piece of land we were given in 2003 by the government, and they said yes, you can build a rescue centre here, the first in Laos. And back then, 20 years ago, so it's our 20th year anniversary, there was no one here, nothing. So it was very, very quiet, but now it's become a bit of a tourist attraction because there's a beautiful waterfall just up there, just 50 metres away. So it now serves as a really great point to educate about the bears, the plight of the bears, for people coming through. And also we have a little shop where people can buy a t-shirt, souvenir t-shirt, and help contribute to our cause. And we have some education materials about the plight of the bears. So it's a lovely little centre. And I'm just not going to try with the zoom anymore. As you can see, the bears have lovely enclosures and they're pretty chilled out and relaxed. They're all passed out over there. Next door we have a group of younger females. It's an interesting group because most of the girls in this group have all stunted. So they have tiny little arms and legs. And that's because most of the bears we rescue here in Laos, their mothers were killed by poachers and then they are sold as cubs into the illegal wildlife trade. So the bear cubs didn't get that vital nutrition they need as babies, mother's milk and a balanced diet. They just got thrown into a cage, stressed, and probably only ever given rice porridge through those really vital junior years, years of being cubs, where they're developing and developing their bones and everything. And so they actually are tiny little stumpy bears with little legs and arms, or little limbs, but they get on just fine. They still have quite happy lives. I'm not sure if you can see. Let's try zoom again. So actually these bears up here, it's probably difficult to make out, but they've just got tiny little arms you can see hanging off there. But they still live a fulfilling life. Okay, I might leave it there. As you know, these are all moon bears or Asiatic black bears, an endangered species. They're a cousin of the American black bear, so they look kind of similar, except every bear has a white V-shaped chest marking that looks like a crescent moon, hence the name moon bear. They're also called Asiatic black bears. Hello, Emsky, or a comment? I'd love to visit your sanctuary. I did not know tourists could visit. So actually tourists can visit all of our sanctuaries because in Cambodia we're inside a rescue centre owned by the government. And in Vietnam we're inside a government national park. It's just our second sanctuary here in Luang Prabang that is closed to the public. And that's why we have 80 bears now. So because this land is quite small that the government gave us here in 2003, and we were rescuing so many bears, we found a new piece of land up in the mountains for a new sanctuary, and that's got 80 bears, and also we rescue other species there. So we have a little bit of education material here about the situation in Laos. Laos has two bear species. Some bears are moon bears, they're endangered, and these bears are rescued from the illegal wildlife trade, and we'll have to care for them for life, up to 40 years, and that's because they were taken as cubs. They're already used to humans and not scared of humans like a wild bear should be, and there's a lack of safe and protected forest, and we ask people to support us by buying a t-shirt and ask people to report wildlife crime to our hotline. So I'm going to leave it there. We're going to say goodbye to Deng. He's just relaxing, enjoying himself, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing this beautiful sanctuary and learning a bit more about the bears. And thank you so much for your support. If you would like to support Free the Bears, please go to our website and be a bear carer. It's just a very small monthly donation, and it really does make a difference for a small charity like Free the Bears, as we're rescuing a lot of bears and we're not a very wealthy charity, but your donations come directly to the sanctuaries to rescue and care for bears. Look how happy these bears are. That's all thanks to you. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye bye for now. See you later.